$3.47. That's what David saw when he checked his account for the sixth time that night. His wife was asleep upstairs. She had no idea. Rent was due Tuesday. It was Friday, but here's the crazy part. On Sunday morning, he still put $2 in the offering plate. Was he faithful or just stupid? Let's talk about the fear that's eating you alive. The one that wakes you up at 3 a.m. The one that makes your heart race when you hear the mailman. The one that turns you into a different person every time money comes up. You think it's about the numbers in your account, but it's not. It's about control, and you've already lost it. What if I told you this exact fear destroyed a king, but saved a widow? And what if the difference between them is something you can choose right now? Picture this, the worst drought in memory. Crops are dead, rivers are empty, people are dying, and God sends his prophet Elijah to the last place you'd expect. To a foreign widow who's literally preparing her last meal. Elijah walks up to her and says, "Hey, can you bring me some water and bread?" Her response will give you chills. "I don't have any bread, just a handful of flour and a drop of oil. I'm gathering these sticks to cook one last meal for my son and me. Then we're going to die." She had already written her ending. Sound familiar? But then Elijah says something that changes everything. "Don't be afraid. Make me a small cake first. Then make something for yourself and your son. The jar of flour won't run out, and the bottle of oil won't run dry until God sends rain." Now here's the moment that separates the faithful from the fearful. She did it. She used her last bit of flour to feed a stranger first, and the jar never emptied. For 3.5 years, it never emptied. Here's what most people miss about that story. God didn't just perform a miracle, he performed surgery. He cut the fear out of her heart and replaced it with trust. See, fear isn't just an emotion. It's a whole belief system. Fear says, it's over. Faith says, God's not done. Fear says, I'm alone in this. Faith says, I'm never alone. Fear says, I have to figure this out. Faith says, I just have to obey. Let me tell you about Marcus. Lost his job on a Wednesday. Rent due Friday. 2 kids at home. That night he refreshed his banking app 17 times. 17. Faith and fear living under the same roof. Which one was he feeding? I once knew a millionaire who couldn't sleep, and a janitor who slept like a baby. The millionaire checked his portfolio every hour. The janitor checked his Bible every morning. Guess which one was happier? Here's the truth nobody talks about. Having money doesn't cure financial fear. Only trust does. Jesus said it perfectly. Who among you can add a single hour to his life by worrying? But we keep trying, don't we? The real question isn't, will I have enough? The real question is, who am I trusting to provide? Financial fear attacks you on 3 levels. Level 1, fear of not having enough. This is the basic survival fear. What if I run out? Here's your weapon. Look back. When has God ever let you starve? Level 2, fear of losing what you have. This is the security fear. What if I lose everything? Your weapon. Remember who you are. You are not your paycheck. Level 3, fear of looking foolish. This is the pride fear. What will people think? Your weapon. Choose peace over perception. Every single time. I met a woman who mastered all 3 levels. Lost her job, lost her house, lost her savings, but never lost her peace. I asked her secret. I fired fear as my financial advisor. Best career move she ever made. You want to stop fear from running your finances? Here's your battle plan. Step 1. Daily surrender. Every morning before you check your phone, say this: God, I trust you with today's needs. Step 2. Face reality. Hiding from your bank balance doesn't make fear disappear. It makes it grow. Shine light on your finances. Step 3. Give something, even if it's small. Giving breaks fear's grip. It says, I'm not controlled by scarcity. Step 4. Tell someone. Fear grows in darkness. Find a trusted friend. You weren't meant to carry this alone. Step 5. Remember your history. Write down every time God came through. Read it when fear whispers lies. Remind your fear who your Father is. Back to our widow in Zarephath. She didn't understand the economics. She didn't run the numbers. She didn't have a backup plan. She just obeyed, and that jar, it never ran dry. Not for days, not for weeks. For 3.5 years, it never ran dry. Not because she was rich, not because she was smart, but because she chose trust over fear. The same God who filled her jar is the same God who sees your empty account. Psalm 37 promises. I have never seen the righteous forsaken or their children begging for bread. That's not poetry. That's a guarantee. Want to see this principle in action? Wait until you hear about the man who gave away his last paycheck and how it saved 500 lives. That story's next. Hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss it, because some stories are too powerful to miss.